Hello everyone, welcome to India4IAS. As the month of January begins, most of the aspirants transition from mains preparation to prelims preparation. Prelims is the initial step to clear the civil services examination and to become the civil servant, especially IAS and IPS. In this regard, the prelims test series, it plays an important role because most of the aspirants fail in the first step itself, that is UPSC Prelims. So to clear this prelims, the test series plays important role because it helps the aspirants to come up with a disciplined preparation. It provides a detailed schedule and it helps to do more revision of each of the subjects, and it helps to it allows them to make the mistakes which they are going to make in the UPSC prelims, so that they can overcome those mistakes here in the prelims test. They can do many number of questions incorrect. They can go through the synopsis and analyze why they have done those questions incorrect. Then they can overcome those mistakes in the examination and come up with good accuracy answers and with good scores in the prelims. So in this regard, Team India4IAS is successfully running Think Before Ink Prelims Test Series from the last 5 years. So now we will analyze the success rate of this program, Think Before Ink, in the UPSC Prelims 2024. In UPSC Prelims 2024, 36 questions came from Think Before Ink Prelims Test Series directly and indirectly. So by attempting these questions, these tests, and by solving each of the questions and going through repeated revisions of the synopsis, anyone can score these 36 questions with 100% accuracy in the examination. So 36 question means it amounts to 72 marks in GS1 paper of UPSC Prelims. Now we will discuss each of the question one by one. So we are going to discuss UPSC Prelims 2024 paper 1 series A. So we are taking questions from series A. So here we are going to discuss how the 36 questions of UPSC Prelims 2024 reflected in Think Before Ink Prelims Test Series. So to begin with question number 2, the question number 2 is with respect to the structure of the atmosphere. So the question number 2, it has two statements. The first statement is the thickness of the troposphere at the equator is much greater as compared to the poles. And statement 2, at the equator, heat is transported to great heights by strong convectional currents. So both the statements are correct, and statement 2 explains why the troposphere at the equator is much greater compared to the poles. So this we can analyze by drawing the diagram. So if this is equator, this is poles. So at the equator, the height of the troposphere is much greater, and at poles it is less. So the reason being why at the equator the troposphere is very high, because at equator the insolation is more compared to the poles. So because of that reason, what happens, the air at the equator, it gets heated up and it rises to the great heights by convectional currents. So here it is approximately 18 kilometer, and here it is somewhere around 8 kilometer. So that is the difference between height of the troposphere at the equator and poles. The reason is because of the convectional currents, strong convectional currents. So the answer for this question is option A. So now we will, how this question is reflected in Think Before Ink Test Series, we will analyze, or we will see the question. So this question, it reflected in Think Before Ink Test 1, question number 38. So in this question, we have asked question on convective current, that is convection and advection process in the atmosphere. The question is reflected indirectly in our test series. So if you have attempted this question and if you have gone through the synopsis, that is explanation part, so you could have attempted this question with 100% accuracy. So coming to the next question, that's question number 3. So the question number 3 is about volcanic products. So consider the following: pyroclastic debris, ash and dust, nitrogen compounds, sulfur compounds. How many of the above are the products of volcanic eruptions? So this is direct question from NCERT. So the examiner asking how many of the products are the products of the volcanic eruption. So everybody knows that pyroclastic debris and ash and dust are the products of the volcanic eruption, and most of the aspirants, they get confused with these two. So some may think that nitrogen compounds are the products of the volcanic eruption, and sulfur compounds are products of the volcanic eruption. So they will get confused which one to choose, but actually all the four are the products of volcanic eruption. So this question, it reflected in Think Before Ink Prelims test series. So test number 15, question number 43. So here we have asked a question on acid rain. So which of the following gases are associated with acid rain? So we have given 4 gases. So one is sulfur dioxide, another one is nitrogen dioxide. So both sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide are emitted in volcanic eruption. If you have gone through the synopsis, you can easily answer the question number 3. So now we will discuss next question. Question number 4. The question number 4 is with respect to isothermal maps in the month of January. So the question is about isothermal map. So what are isothermal maps? So these are isothermal lines, these are the lines that connect the same temperature all over the world. So the statement 1, it talks about the isotherms deviate to the north over the ocean and to the south over the continent. Then statement 2, the presence of cold currents like Gulf Stream, North Atlantic Drift and make the North Atlantic Ocean colder, and isotherms bend towards the north. So here statement 1, it says that isotherms deviate to the north over the ocean and to the south over the continent. So statement 1 is correct because the water bodies, they hold the water has the more specific gravity. Because of that, the water, it maintains the temperature for longer periods of time. Because of that, the isotherms, they bend towards the north in the water bodies, that is oceans, and towards the south in the continents. Whereas the statement 2, it is not correct because here they have mentioned cold ocean currents. But Gulf Stream and North Atlantic Drift are warm ocean currents. So because of that, the statement 2 is incorrect. Answer for this question is option A. So now we will discuss how the question is reflected in Think Before Ink Prelims test series. So in test number 1, question number 79. So we have asked a question on isotherms. So this question is 3-statement question. So in the first statement, we have defined what is isotherm. And in the second question, we have discussed the nature of isotherms in the month of January. And in the third statement, we have discussed the nature of the isotherms over Siberian plain. It means continent. So this is how the question reflected in our test series. So solution for our question is like this. So first we have given the explanation for statement 1, that is definition of isotherms, that is correct. In the second statement, so we have mentioned the isotherms, they deviate towards the northward because of the presence of warm ocean currents such as Gulf Stream and North Atlantic Drift. And the isotherms, they deviate over the continents towards the south like Europe and Siberian plain. So this also we have given explanation. So by solving this is the direct question. So it is not indirect. This question directly reflected in UPSC Prelims. So coming to the question number 6. The question number 6 is about the tributaries of the Ganga river. So this is the UPSC has asking questions on tributaries of rivers continuously. In the year 2023, it asked questions on tributaries of Indus river. So in the year 2023, UPSC asked question on which of the following is the westernmost tributary of the Indus river. Again, it is asking same question on Ganga river tributary. So here it is asking to arrange the tributaries from west to east. So answer for this question is B. So the following rivers are tributaries of the Ganga river from west to east, that is Gomti, Gagra, Gandak and Kosi. So now we will discuss how this question has been asked in our test series. So in our test series, test number 20, question number 51. So we have asked question on tributaries of the Ganga river. So here we had given 4 statements. So coming to the synopsis of this question, the question has been reflected indirectly. So in the synopsis, we have given detailed explanation along with this map. If anyone had thoroughly studied this map, they could easily answer the question number 6, that is tributaries of the Ganga river from west to east. So here we have Gomti river, Gagra river, Gandak river and Kosi river. This is the order of the rivers which has given in the question. Now we will go to the next question. So now we will discuss question number 7. So the question number 7, it contains 3 statements. So the first statement is, rainfall is one of the reasons for weathering of the rocks. Second statement is, rainwater contains carbon dioxide in solution. Third statement, rainwater contains atmospheric oxygen. So rainfall is responsible for both physical and chemical weathering of the rocks. So physical weathering happens because rain drops, they hit the rocks continuously and they cause the weathering. And chemical weathering happens because the rainwater contains carbon dioxide in solution. So the H2O, it reacts with CO2 and forms the weak carbonic acid. So this weak carbonic acid is responsible for chemical weathering of the rocks. In the same way, the rainwater contains atmospheric oxygen. So this oxygen, this rainwater with oxygen, it reacts with the rocks and it creates oxidation process. Because of this oxidation process, what happens? Chemical weathering of the rocks happens. For example, rocks containing iron, they react with the rainwater which contains oxygen and oxidation process happens. So for this, the answer is A, that is both statement 2 and statement 3 are correct and both of them explain statement 1. Now we will see how this question reflected in our test series. The question reflected in indirect way in test number 14. So the test number 14, question number 69, we have given question on carbon cycle and its association of carbon cycle with weathering, how the carbon cycle happens, how CO2 in the atmosphere reacts with rainwater and other water bodies like ocean and rivers, how this enhances the chemical weathering process. So the detailed explanation given in the synopsis. So if you have thoroughly studied the synopsis, you can answer the question number 7. So coming to the question number 12. So the question number 12 is about water vapor. So with reference to the water vapor, which of the following statements is or are correct? So the statement 1, it is a gas, the amount of which decreases with altitude. So they are saying that as the height increases, altitude increases, the water vapor in the atmosphere decreases. Coming to the statement 2, its percentage is maximum at the poles, they have given. So here the statement 1 is correct. As the height increases, the water vapor decreases. In statement 2, its percentage is maximum at the poles, they have given. It is incorrect. At the poles, the water vapor percentage decreases. It is maximum at the equator. So for this, answer is A, that is 1 only. Now we will discuss how this question reflected in our test series. So the question reflected in test 1, question number 11. So in the question number 11, we have given the description of the water vapor. So in the synopsis, we have given detailed nature of the water vapor in the atmosphere. So the water vapor also decreases from equator towards the poles. So the content of the level of the water vapor is highest at the equator. So as we move towards the pole, its content decreases. And also as the height increases in the atmosphere, the water content decreases. So this question directly reflected in our test series. Now we will move to the next question. So again the same question, the question on water vapor, it is reflected in our test number 15 in question number 53. So coming to the question number 13. So the question number 13, it is about climatic types. So here they have given the feature of a climate and they have asked to identify which type, the features belong to which type of climate. So the first statement, annual and daily range of temperature is low. Precipitation occurs throughout the year. Precipitation varies between 50 centimeter to 250 centimeter. So here they have given 4 climatic types. So we will analyze one by one. Equatorial climate. In equatorial climate, the average rainfall, the precipitation, it is always greater than 250 centimeter. So the statement 3, it is not in the statement 3, it is not okay with the equatorial type of climate. So answer is not equatorial type of climate. Coming to the China type of climate. So in the China type of climate, what happens? The annual and daily range of temperature is high. So but here they have given annual and daily range of temperature is low. So statement 1 is not one of the feature of the China type of climate. So for this, answer is also not B. Coming to the humid subtropical climate. So in humid subtropical climate, what happens? Annual and daily range of temperature here also high. So by that logic, the answer C is also not correct. So we are left with option D, that is marine west coast climate. So answer for this question is option D. So now we will discuss how this question indirectly reflected in our test series. So in test number 31, full length paper 4, so we have asked question like, consider the following: equatorial climate, Mediterranean climate and temperate monsoon climate. How many of the above given climatic types witness rainfall throughout the year? So answer for this question, and in the detailed explanation, we have also discussed marine west coast climate, which we can see now. So here we have given the explanation for marine west coast climate also as an additional information. This question, you could have gone through the synopsis thoroughly, you could have attempted that question with 100% accuracy. So that is the importance. This shows that importance of reading synopsis and revision of the synopsis. Most of the students, what they will do, they will attempt the test series and they will only check the key answers. They will not go through why they have made that question correct or incorrect. They will not analyze each of the statement, why that statement is correct, why that statement is incorrect. So here reading synopsis plays an important role, because by reading the synopsis, you will be reading that concept one more time. It is one more revision. So it will help you. If you have done that question incorrect, if you have gone through the synopsis, if the same concept comes in the examination, you will not do that question incorrect. So that is the importance of reading synopsis and revising the synopsis. Question number 14. With reference to Coriolis force, which of the following statements is or correct? Statement 1, it increases with increase in wind velocity. And statement 2, it states that it is maximum at the poles and it is absent at the equator. So now we will analyze both the statements. So here both the statements are correct. As the wind velocity increases, the force, Coriolis force also increases, and Coriolis force is directly proportional to the angle of latitude. Because of that, it is maximum at the poles and it is absent at the equator. So answer for this question is option C. So this question, it is directly reflected in our test series. So now we will discuss that. Test number 20, question number 29. So this question, so here we had given 3 statements about Coriolis force, and also in the synopsis we had explained Coriolis force is directly proportional to the angle of latitude. It is maximum at poles and absent at the equator. And in the statement 1 we had given the deflection is more when the wind velocity is high. It means Coriolis force is maximum if the wind velocity is maximum. So we had given explanation for both the statement. It is directly reflected in UPSC exam. Coming to the question number 15. So the question number 15 is on summer solstice. Every year on June 21, summer solstice happens, and also June 21 is declared as International Day of Yoga. Every year we celebrate International Yoga Day on June 21. So on June 21, what happens? So the question they are asking, which of the following latitudes experience sunlight more than 12 hours on June 21? So now we will draw the globe and we will analyze which of the latitudes experience sunlight more than 12 hours on June 21. So this is the globe. So this is the equator, 0 degree. So this is Tropic of Cancer. This is Arctic Circle. This is Northern Pole. This is Tropic of Capricorn. This is Antarctic Circle. This is South Pole. So these are 23.5 degree. Sorry, this is 23.5 degree. So this is 66.5 degree. This is again 23.5, 66.5. So on June 21, what happens? The sun is overhead at the Tropic of Cancer, and the regions which are above Tropic of Cancer, they experience sunlight more than 12 hours. So this question, it is directly taken from a table given in NCERT, that is Fundamentals of Physical Geography, Chapter 1. Now we will discuss, for this answer is 2 and D. So the answer is option C, 3 and 4. Sorry, 2 and 4. So for this answer is option D, 2 and 4. So now we will see how this question is reflected in our test series. So it is a direct question. Test number 20, question number 65. So here we have asked question on summer solstice. So the question contains 4 statements. So coming to the explanation part of this question. So here we have detailedly explained so coming to the explanation part of this question, we have given detailed explanation for each of the statements. So, and we have also mentioned on June 21 every year, International Day of Yoga is celebrated. And on June 21, it is summer solstice. In the Northern Hemisphere, what happens? Longest day in the Northern Hemisphere. So we have also given the table. So if you have gone through this table, June 21, at equator, daytime is 12 hours. At 20 degree, daytime is 13 hours 12 minutes. And at 60 degree, daytime is 18 hours 27 minutes. So by using this table, they have framed the question. Coming to the question number 20. The question number 20 is about Indian flying fox. Statement 1, it reads as Indian flying fox is placed under the vermin category in the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. Statement 2, it says that Indian flying fox feeds on the blood of other animals. So Indian flying fox was in news in the year 2023 and 24 because it was placed under the vermin category. So the animals which cause loss of crops and which are threat to the humans and which are threat to the cattle, they can be placed under vermin category. So this authority lies under the Union government as per the provisions of Wildlife Protection Act 1972. So because of that, this Indian flying fox, it has been placed under the vermin category. So it was in news because of that. So the statement 1 is correct. But we don't know about the statement 2. So Indian flying fox, it feeds on the blood of other animals. So actually the statement 2 is incorrect because Indian flying fox, it feeds on, it is not carnivorous, it is a herbivorous. That we will see while analyzing our question. So for this, the answer is Statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is not correct. Answer is C. Now we will discuss how this question is reflected in our test series. So this question, it is reflected indirectly in our test series, not directly. So we had asked in test number 24, full length test 1, question number 9, we had given 3 animal names and we had asked how many of the above animals are primarily nocturnal. So while discussing this answer in the synopsis part, we had given detailed explanation for Indian flying fox. There we had mentioned that Indian flying fox, it feeds on fruits and it helps in pollination. So if you have gone through that synopsis thoroughly, you could have easily identified the statement 2 as incorrect. So here in the explanation part, we have given the characteristics of the Indian flying fox. So it is a large fruit bat, active at night. So it is a nocturnal animal. It feeds on fruits, nectar, flowers, contributing pollination and seed dispersal. So by that means Indian flying fox, it does not feed on the blood of other animals. Whereas in UPSC question paper it has given, it feeds on the blood of other animals. So statement 2 is incorrect, statement 1 is only incorrect. So this is the importance of reading synopsis. Coming to the question number 21. Question number 21, it is a very easy and straightforward question. So anyone who has common sense can attempt this question without any preparation. So the question reads as, the organisms cicada, frog hopper and pond skater are, whether they are birds or fish or insects or reptiles. So we don't know about cicada, we have not heard, and pond skater we have not heard. But we have frequently heard an insect called grasshopper. So we know that grasshopper is an insect. So if you apply the same common sense, here in frog hopper, there is also a term called hopper. So by that logic, we can conclude that frog hopper is also an insect. So in that sense, answer for this question is C, insects. So now we will discuss how this question reflected in our test series. So for this question, any preparation is not required. Just you should use your common sense. Every year there will be 2 to 3 questions which we can solve by using our common sense. Okay. This question, it reflected directly in our test series. Test number 26, question number 66. We have asked a detailed question on cicadas. We have given the characteristics of the cicadas, and in the first option we have said that cicadas are mammals. Just we played with the words, and in the explanation part we have given that cicadas are insects. So here in the explanation for first statement, cicadas are insects. So even if you are failed to use common sense, if you have solved this question thoroughly and if you revise this synopsis, you could have arrived at correct answer. Coming to the question number 25. The question number 25 is also can be solved using common sense. So the question is about lions and cheetahs. So the question number 25, statement 1 reads as, lions do not have a particular breeding season. Okay, we don't know about statement 1. Then we will go for statement 2. Unlike most other big cats, cheetahs do not roar. So we don't know about statement 2 also. Third statement, unlike male lions, male leopards do not proclaim their territory by scent marking. So here they are asking for correct statement. So we all know that most of the animals, be it dogs, cats, lions or any other big cat, they mark their territory by urination. If you have seen the dogs in the street, they mark their territory by urination, and if any new dog enters that street, they will attack that. So if you use that common sense, if you apply that common sense to the statement 3, here what they have given, unlike male lions, male leopards do not proclaim their territory by scent marking. What is scent marking? Scent marking is nothing but urination. By urinating, they will mark their territory. It has been done by most of the big cats, no, not most, all the big cats, dogs and cats. So if you apply that logic, here the statement 3 is incorrect. So if you eliminate statement 3, you will arrive at the correct answer. So wherever statement 3 is there, eliminate that. So we are left with option A. So we don't know about statement 1 and 2 whether they are correct or not, but still we are arriving at the correct answer. So that is option A. For this, the answer is option A. So this question, it is reflected indirectly in our test series. In test 26, question number 67, we had given question on lion and its breeding and reproduction characteristics. So because of the translocation of cheetahs, and also the lions were in news because of the Gir National Park. So in the explanation part, we had given in detail about lions' breeding habits, its feeding habits and its reproduction cycle, and also its conservation status. And also we have given detailed information about cheetahs. So now we will discuss question number 30. So the question number 30 is about, consider the following: cashew, papaya, red sanders. So the question asking, how many of the above trees are actually native to India? So this question is nothing but repetition of the two PYQ questions from the previous years. In 1 year, the UPSC asked a question on which of the following crops has been brought to the old world from the new world. Old world means Asian countries, new world means South America and North America. So in that they had given papaya, cashew, potato and tomato. So if you had solved that question, you could have eliminated cashew and papaya. So cashew and papaya are not native to the India. And also in the year 2015, UPSC asked a question on red sanders. And in that, one of the statement was red sanders is native to India. So this question, it is nothing but old question. They have framed it in a new manner, in a new way. So for this, answer is only one. Red sanders only is native to India. So these are not. Answer is option A. So even though if you had not solved this, not solved the previous year questions, if you had solved our test series questions, you could have attempted this question with confidence. So this both cashew and red sanders, they appeared in two of our tests. So in the test number 31, full length paper 4, question number 6. Here we had asked, we have framed a question on Indian amla, that is Indian gooseberry and cashew. So in one of the statement, in statement 2, we had given the cashew tree is native to Brazil. So in the synopsis, we had explained that cashew tree is native to the Brazil, not to India. So the statement 2 is correct. Brazil, it is in South America. So cashew is not native to India. So coming to the next question, in the same test, test number 31, that is full length paper 4, question number 100, we had asked a detailed question on red sanders. There, in the first statement, we had mentioned that red sanders is a tree species native to Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats of India. So this statement is incorrect because red sanders is native to Eastern Ghats, not the Western Ghats. So we have also given detailed solution. Red sanders tree species is native to the southern Eastern Ghats mountain range in South India. So if you had solved these two questions of test 31, you could have attempted that question with 100% accuracy. So that is the importance of solving questions and revision of the synopsis. So again we had asked question on red sanders in test number 14, question number 4. So if we go to the synopsis, we had clearly mentioned that red sanders can be seen only in Palakonda and Sheshachanam hills of Nallamalla forest, and also in some patches of Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. It means red sanders is native or endemic to the Eastern Ghats. So question number 43. So question number 43 is about NBFCs and foreign institutional investors and stock market. So this question, it can be solved using cheat codes. So now we will discuss it. So statement 1, in India, non-banking financial companies can access liquidity adjustment facility window of Reserve Bank of India. Statement 2, in India, foreign institutional investors can hold government securities. Statement 3, in India, stock exchanges can offer separate trading platform for debts. So here, even though if we have not read in detail about these NBFC and foreign institutional investors and stock market, we can solve this question using cheat codes. It means wherever UPSC comes up with milder words in its statements, milder words means can be, some of, few of, maybe. So such questions, such words are milder words. If any statement contains such milder words, that statement is most of the times, that is 99%, such statements are correct. So if we go that by logic, answer for this question is option C. So if you cross verify answer for this question, definitely the answer will be C. So why? Because in all the three statements, we can see can word, can access, can hold, can offer. So this indicates that the statements are correct. So for this question, all the three statements are correct. Option C is the answer. So this question, it is partly reflected in our test series. Why? Because in our test series, we have framed a detailed question on NBFC. So in test number 31, that is full length paper 4, question number 26, we had asked a detailed question on NBFC. So this is a 3-statement question. If you have gone through the synopsis of this question, you could have answered that question with 100% accuracy. So in the synopsis part, we had explained in detail about NBFCs can access the liquidity adjustment facility of RBI. Why? Because few of the NBFCs in India are regulated by RBI. So they are also eligible for the liquidity adjustment facility of the RBI. So coming to the question number 44. So this question, it is very simple and common sense question. So it is about financial instruments. Even though if you have not read, if you apply your common sense, you can easily answer this question. So the question is asking about, consider the following statements: exchange traded funds, motor vehicles, currency swap. Which of the above is are considered financial instruments? So exchange traded funds. So these are nothing but funds that invest in stocks and commodities, and they are traded on daily basis in stock market. So if you have known this basic, we can say that option 1 is financial instrument. Then second one is motor vehicles. Motor vehicles are tangible assets. They are physical assets. They are not financial instruments. So eliminate wherever 2 is there. So we have eliminated option B. We have eliminated option C. We have left with A and D. Then we have to check whether statement 3 is correct or not. Currency swap. Currency swap, it is regularly in news. It is in news every month, because currency swap is nothing but it is the swapping of principal and interest from one currency to another currency. So it will be in news regularly. So if you know that, as the name itself indicates, it has a currency in its name. So by that logic, even though if you don't know what is currency swap exactly, so you can just link currency to the finance. You can say that, we can conclude that 3 is also correct. So for this, answer is D, that is 1 and 3 are correct. So by using our common sense, even though if we don't have any conceptual clarity about exchange traded funds and currency swap, we can arrive at correct answer. So this question, it is partly reflected in our test series, especially exchange traded funds, that we will see. In test number 23, question number 7. So the question is asking about incorrect statement about exchange traded funds. So we had given detailed explanation for this. And also in one more test, that is test number 26, again we had asked question on exchange traded funds. So here we had given 3 statements. So if you have solved both these tests and both these questions in both tests, you could have arrived at correct answer. Coming to the question number 48. So question number 48 is simple straightforward question. Question number 48 reads as, which one of the following words or phrases is most appropriately used to denote what? An interoperable network of 3D virtual worlds that can be accessed simultaneously by millions of users who can exert property rights over virtual items. So the statement, it is explaining directly the concept called metaverse. So this metaverse, it is in news from last 3 to 4 years. So this is a simple and direct straightforward question. So we had also asked this question in our test series. We had asked a question on metaverse in test number 16, question number 48. So we had given 3 features of the metaverse and we had asked for the right answer. And if you have gone through the synopsis, you could have arrived at the correct answer in the exam. So now we will discuss question number 50. So the question number 50 is about corporate social responsibility. So this question, it is the repetition of the one of the previous year question of UPSC. So this question contains two statements. In the first statement, CSR rules specify that expenditure that benefit the company directly or its employees will not be considered as CSR activities. Then statement 2, it reads that CSR rules do not specify minimum spending on CSR activities. So here the corporate social responsibility rules had been given. So the statement 1, it is correct. Coming to the statement 2, so the Company Act, the CSR rules specify that 2% of the last 3 years profit should be used for CSR activities. So here they have given, it does not specify minimum spending on CSR activities, but it specifies 2% of last 3 years profit. So this question we had asked, if you had solved previous year question, you could have answered this correctly, or else if you have not solved the previous year question, if you had solved our test series question also, you can solve this question with 100% accuracy. The question has been reflected in test number 23, question number 95. So here we had asked a detailed question on CSR. So it has 3 statements. So in the synopsis, we have specifically mentioned that the CSR mandates 2% of the average net profits of the last 3 years. So this is the importance of reading synopsis. Coming to the question number 53. So the question number 53 about digital rupee. Consider the following statement in respect of digital rupee. Statement 1, it is a sovereign currency issued by RBI in alignment with its monetary policy. It appears as a liability on the RBI's balance sheet. It is insured against inflation by its very design. It is freely convertible against commercial bank money and cash. Commercial bank money means loans and deposits. So we will analyze each of the questions. It is a sovereign currency issued by RBI on behalf of the government. So it is a currency issued by Government of India. So it has no physical assets backing. So the statement 1 is correct. So RBI has come up with a digital currency called central bank digital currency. So in that logic, statement 1 is correct. It appears as a liability on RBI's balance sheet. If RBI issues any fresh new currency, either it in digital form or physical form, it acts as a liability on its balance sheet. Coming to the statement 3, it is insured against inflation by its very design. So none of the currencies in India or in any part of the world, they are not insured against inflation. So in order to adjust inflation, government announces dearness allowance for government employees, and each of the private sector companies, they also provide dearness allowance. So this currency, it is not insured against inflation. So statement 3 is incorrect. Coming to the statement 4, it is freely convertible against commercial bank money and cash. So this statement is also correct because this is a fiat currency. It is issued by RBI on behalf of Government of India. So it can be converted into commercial bank money. What is commercial bank money? Commercial bank money is nothing but loans and deposits. So statement 1, 2 and 4 are correct. Statement 3 is incorrect. For this, answer is D, option D. So this question, it is directly reflected in our test series, which we will see now. Question number 31, full length paper 4. We had asked a detailed question on central bank digital currency, that is CBDC. This is statement 1, statement 2, statement 3, statement 4. So in the explanation, we had given detailed feature of the central bank digital currency. So it is a sovereign currency issued by central banks in alignment with its monetary policy. It appears as a liability on the central bank's balance sheet. So it is freely convertible against the commercial bank money and cash. So these are the features that we had given in our synopsis, and also the same features came as statements in our question. So the same question, the digital rupee or central bank digital currency, it appeared one more time in our test number 11, question number 41. So how many of the above are fiat currency, or which of the following are fiat currency? Even if you solve this question also, you arrive at correct answer. Coming to the question number 55. So the question number 55, it is about archaeological site, where it is located and its description. So the first archaeological site is Chandraketugarh. So they are saying that it is located in Odisha. Actually Chandraketugarh, it is located in West Bengal. So pair 1 is incorrect. Pair 2, Inamgaon, Maharashtra, it is a Chalcolithic site. So pair 2 is correctly matched. Coming to the pair 3, Mangadu, Kerala, megalithic site, this is also correct. Coming to the pair 4, Salihundam, Andhra Pradesh, rock cut cave shrines. So Salihundam is a Buddhist site. So here we don't find any rock cut cave shrines. So this is incorrect. So it is actually located in Andhra Pradesh, but the pair is incorrect. So answer for this question is 2 and 3, that is B. So in our question, in our test series, this question is partly reflected, that is especially the Inamgaon Chalcolithic site. We had asked a direct question on that. So in test number 21, question number 28, we had asked a pair based question. So one is Jorve culture, Inamgaon, then Kayata culture, Chiran, Banas culture, Gilund, Malwa culture, Naudo Toli. So in the explanation part, in the synopsis, we had given that. So in the explanation part, you find the answer for this question, that is Inamgaon. It is located in Maharashtra. It is one of the Chalcolithic site. Now we will discuss question number 57. Question number 57 is about revenue collection by Cornwallis. So the question has two statements. We have to analyze. We have to identify which questions are correct and which is incorrect. So statement 1. Under Ryotwari settlement, revenue collection, the peasants were exempted from revenue payment in case of bad harvest or natural calamities. So we don't have to dig much about what is the nature of the Ryotwari settlement here, because Ryotwari settlement, it was associated with Alexander Reed and Thomas Munro, not Cornwallis. So if we know that basic fact, we can easily identify that this statement is incorrect. So we will go to the second statement. Under the permanent settlement in Bengal, if Jamindar failed to pay his revenue to the states on or before the fixed date, he would be removed from his Jamindari. Yes, this statement is correct. So this is the one of the feature of the permanent settlement. So this permanent settlement, it was introduced by Cornwallis. So this statement is correct. Answer for this question is option B. So this question, it is partly reflected in our test series, which we will see now. So we had asked a detailed question on Ryotwari settlement in test 9, question number 13. So the first statement, it was introduced by Alexander Reed and Thomas Munro. Then we had given few pictures of the Redefining settlement. So if you go through the synopsis, that is answer part, statement 1 is correct. It was introduced by Alexander Reed and Thomas Munro. So this Redefining settlement, it is not associated with Cornwallis. So if you would have solved this question, you could have accurately attempted that question in the prelims. Now we will discuss question number 60. This question number 60 is a current affairs based question. It is very easy and straightforward question. Anybody can solve it who is reading newspaper or current affairs. So which one of the following was the latest inclusion in the intangible cultural heritage list of UNESCO? So latest one they are asking. So in the year 2023, Garba dance from Gujarat has been included in the UNESCO's intangible cultural heritage from India. So for this answer is C, that is Garba dance. So this question, it was directly reflected in our test series. So in the test number 8, question number 77, we had given a detailed question on Garba dance, 3 statement based detailed question. So if you had gone through this question thoroughly, you could have easily attempted that question in the examination. Now we will discuss question number 62. The question number 62 is about Government of India Act 1935. So again this question is repetition of the one of the previous year question of the UPSC, because in the previous year around 6 years before or 7 years before, UPSC had asked one prelims question on Government of India Act 1935. This is repetition of the same question. So the question is about the statement 1, it reads that it provided for the establishment of All India Federation based on the union of British Indian provinces and princely state. So this is one of the feature of the act. The statement is correct. And in the second statement, defense and foreign affairs were kept under the control of the federal legislature. So here defense and foreign affairs are very key portfolios in British India. Defense, foreign portfolio, currency. These were very important portfolios and they were never given to the legislature. They were kept by Governor General or Viceroy. So this statement is incorrect. As per the provisions of Government of India Act 1935, they were reserved subject. They were handled by Governor General. So statement 2 is incorrect. Answer for this question is option A, that is 1 only. So this question, it is directly reflected in our test series. Test number 10, question number 78, we had given a 3 statement detailed question on Government of India Act 1935. So in the explanation part, we had given detailed explanation regarding which subject fall under reserved list, which subject fall under transfer and which comes under Governor General control. Everything is given. Now we will move to the question number 63. So the question number 63 about playwrights by Bhasa. So this is nothing but it is a repetition of the previous year question. Previously UPSC had asked questions on Kalidasa, Bhasa and Bharatamuni, then Bahama. So this is nothing but the same repetition. Here they have just changed the options. So answer for this question is Madhyama Vayoga. So Madhyama Vayoga is the one of the play written by Bhasa. If you had solved thoroughly the previous year questions, you can easily answer this question. If you had not solved previous year question, if you had solved our test series question also, you can answer this question. So which we will see now. In the test 21, question number 43, we had asked a pair based question. So in list A, we had given author name and list 2, we had given their works. We had asked for the which match the following. So in the detailed answer, we had given detailed works of all the 4 authors, that is Somadeva, Kalidasa, Bhasa and Bilhana, which we will see now. So here we have matched the pairs and also we had given in detail explanation of Bhasa's works. There we had mentioned that Madhyama Vayoga is the one of the work of the Bhasa. So if you had gone through the synopsis thoroughly, you can easily answer that question. So this indicates that not just checking the key answer, we should also read synopsis thoroughly and we should revise the synopsis. So that is the importance of revision of synopsis. So now we will come to the question number 68. So the question number 68 is with respect to feature of the money bill in the parliament. The statement 1, it reads as Article 109 mentions special procedure in respect of money bills. Statement 2, a money bill shall not be introduced in Council of States. Council of States, nothing but Rajya Sabha. So the UPSC, it is just playing with the words to confuse, so that you may get confused and you may think that statement 2 is something tricky and it is incorrect. So question number 3, here it is using Rajya Sabha terminology. The Rajya Sabha can either approve the bill or suggest the changes but cannot reject it. Statement 4, amendments to the money bill suggested by Rajya Sabha have to be accepted by the Lok Sabha. So we all know that Rajya Sabha can make recommendations and there is no rule that those recommendations or amendments has to be accepted by Lok Sabha. So statement 4 is incorrect. So wherever statement 4 is, we will eliminate that. We have eliminated option D. Then coming to the a money bill shall not be introduced in Council of State, that is nothing but Rajya Sabha, this is correct. And we also know that Article 109, it gives the detailed procedure about the money bill in the parliament. So that also correct. And Rajya Sabha can either approve the bill or suggest the changes, but it cannot reject it. So this statement is also correct. So statement 1, 2 and 3 are correct. Answer is C for this question. So this question, it is nothing but, again it is repetition of one of the UPSC question, and this question also reflected in our test series. So in the test 5, question number 60, so we had given a detailed 3 statement question on money bill. So and also in the explanation part, we had given in detail about the money bill. So if you have gone through the explanation and this question thoroughly, you can easily answer with 100% accuracy to the question. So now we will discuss question number 71. So the question number 71 is current affairs based question and it is a straightforward direct question. So the question number 71, it is about Delimitation Commission that have been constituted by Government of India till December 2023. So they are asking how many delimitation commissions. So this Delimitation Commission was in news from last 2 years because the union government has bifurcated this Jammu and Kashmir state into 2 union territories, Jammu and Kashmir Union Territory and Ladakh Union Territory. So it also constituted Delimitation Commission for those 2 union territories. So because of that, the Delimitation Commission was in news. So the question is about the same. So till December 2023, how many of the Delimitation Commissions were established? So we all know that. So there are 4 times the answer for this question is D, that is 4. So in the year 1952, 1963, 1972 and in the year 2002. 4 times the union government had established Delimitation Commission. So it was in news frequently. So for this answer is option D. So the same question reflected. We had framed a detailed question on Delimitation Commission in our test series. Test number 2, question number 81. The question is on Delimitation Commission and its features. So in the detailed explanation, we had given in detail about the Delimitation Commissions, which if you have gone through the in detail synopsis, you could have answered correctly that 4 times the union government has constituted Delimitation Commission. Now we will discuss question number 73. So the question number 73 is pair based question. One side they have given party, another side they have given its leader. So they have given 4 parties and 4 leaders. So they asked to identify the correct pairs. So the first question is Bharatiya Janasangha. Its leader is Dr. Shama Prasad Mukherjee. So this pair is correctly matched. Second one is Socialist Party, C. Rajagopalachari, they have given. Then third one is Congress for Democracy, they have given Jagjeevan Ram. Fourth one is Swatantra Party, they have given Acharya Narendra Dev. So here what they have done, they have interchanged 2 of the party leaders So that is Rajgopalachari is associated with Swatantra Party, and Acharya Narendra Dev, he was associated with Socialist Party. They have interchanged for these option 2 is the statement 2 and pair 2 and pair 4, and for pair 3 Congress for Democracy leader Jagjeevan Ram was associated. So answer for this question is only 2, that is B. So this question, it is partly reflected in our test series, which we will see now. So we had asked a question, detailed question on Congress Socialist Party and leaders associated with that party. So here we had given Acharya Narendra Dev and Jayaprakash Narayan, Jawaharlal Nehru and P.C. Joshi. We know that P.C. Joshi associated with Communist Party of India and Jawaharlal Nehru associated with Indian National Congress. So option 3, statement 3 and 4, they are associated with Congress Socialist Party. So solving this question and reading synopsis also helps in attempting that pair-based question in UPSC examination. So now we will discuss question number 76. Question number 76 is about articles of the Indian Constitution. We will read the question number 76. Under which of the following articles of the Constitution of India has the Supreme Court of India placed the right to privacy? This right to privacy, it was in use frequently because of the Supreme Court judgment in K.S. Puttaswamy case. Also, it was right to privacy is in use because of the Data Protection Bill. So this Supreme Court, it has placed a right to privacy under Article 21 of the Constitution of India in K.S. Puttaswamy case. So this question, it is directly reflected in our test series, which we will see now. So in our Think Before Ink test number 2, question number 80, we had asked which of the following Supreme Court verdicts is either directly or indirectly related to the right to life and liberty under Article 21 of the Indian Constitution. So here we had given 4 cases. All the 4 cases are related to Article 21 of the Indian Constitution. In the explanation part, we have given detailed explanation regarding K.S. Puttaswamy case. There we had mentioned that right to privacy comes under Article 21 as per the Supreme Court of India, which we will see now. So in the explanation part, K.S. Puttaswamy case, right to privacy placed under Article 21 of the Indian Constitution. So if you had solved this question, you could have attempted that question in the exam with 100% accuracy. So now we will discuss question number 78. Operations undertaken by the army towards the upliftment of the local population in remote areas to include addressing of their basic needs is called. So it is one of the operations undertaken by Indian Army to uplift the life standard of the people who are residing in remote areas. It is not any military operation or neither evacuation operation taken by Indian Army. Instead, it is an welfare operation taken by Indian Army. So the answer for this question is Operation Sadbhavana. So this operation, it has been taken by Indian Army in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh in remote areas which are affected by terrorism and militancy. So this question, it is directly reflected in our test. It is indirectly reflected in our test series. In our test series, test 9, question number 94. One side we had given operation, another side the country, the evacuation operations conducted by Indian Army and the countries associated. So we had asked a pair-based question, and in the explanation part we had given in detail about the evacuation operations conducted by Indian Army. By using that operation and by using elimination method, you can solve that question with 100% accuracy. So in the explanation part of that question, in the synopsis, we had given all the operations taken by Indian Army, especially Operation Maitri, Operation Mother, they have been given in detail. So Operation Sadbhavana is associated with welfare of the remote people who are residing in remote areas. So by studying this table, you can eliminate the wrong answers and you can arrive at the right answer. Coming to the question number 81. The question number 81 is about the Nari Shakti Vandana Adhiniyam. So it is about providing 33% reservation to the woman in state legislature and Lok Sabha. So this question, the statement 1 reads as the provisions will come into effect from 18th Lok Sabha. Second statement, this will be in force 15 years after becoming the act. And third statement, there are provisions for the reservation of seats for scheduled caste women within the quota reserved for the scheduled caste. So they have asked to identify correct answers. So for this question, the statement 1, it is incorrect. Why? Because the provisions of the act will come not from the 18th Lok Sabha, soon after the next census. So when the next census completes, after this act being passed, when the next census happens, after that next census, whether it is 18th Lok Sabha or 19th Lok Sabha, the provisions of the act will come into effect, not particularly 18th Lok Sabha. So if we eliminate statement 1, so wherever statement 1 is there, if we eliminate, we left with option C. So for this question, option C is the correct answer. Even though if we don't know about accuracy of these statements, we can, by elimination method, we can arrive at the correct answer. So this question also directly reflected in our one of the test. In test number 2, question number 69, we had asked a detailed question on 106th Amendment Act of the Constitution. So this is about providing reservation for women in Lok Sabha and State Legislative Assembly. And in the synopsis, we had given detailed explanation. So if you have gone through the synopsis, you can attempt easily the question. Now we will discuss question number 83. So the question number 83, a writ of prohibition is an order issued by the Supreme Court or High Court too. So they are asking the definition of the writ of prohibition. So we all know that writ of prohibition, it is issued by Supreme Court or High Court to the lower court, prohibiting continuation of proceedings in any case. So for answer for this question is option C. So many of the aspirants, they confuse with writ of certiorari and writ of prohibition. So we had asked this question, it is directly reflected in our test series. We had asked a direct detailed question on writ of certiorari and prohibition, which we will see now. So in the test number 5, we had asked a question on certiorari and we had given all the 4 writs of higher courts. Here we had mentioned that prohibition. So if you have gone through this question, if you have gone through the synopsis, you can easily attempt the question in the examination. So coming to the question number 84. So the question number 84, the statement 1 reads as, it is the governor of the state who recognizes and declares any community of that state as a scheduled tribe. Statement 2, a community declared as a scheduled tribe in a state need not be so in another state. So here the statement 1, it is the governor of the state who recognizes and declares any community as the scheduled tribe. So this declaration of every year one or the other community in one or in any part of India has been declared by President of India as the scheduled tribe, not the governor. So it is the President who recognizes and declares a community as a scheduled tribe in consultation with the governor of that state. It is not the governor who recognizes and declares, it is the President. So the statement 1 is incorrect. So the statement 2, a community declared as a scheduled tribe in a state need not be so in another state. So this is true. For example, Lambani communities in Karnataka, they had been declared as scheduled caste in Karnataka and they are identified as or declared as scheduled tribe in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. So they are scheduled tribes in Andhra and Telangana, but they are scheduled caste in Karnataka. So by that logic, statement 2 is correct. For this, answer is option B. So this question also directly reflected in one of our test series. Test number 19, question number 1. We had given a detailed question on recognition and declaration of scheduled tribes in India. So this question had 3 statements. And if you solved this question and if you had gone through the synopsis, so here we had mentioned the President may, with respect to any state or union territory, where it is a state or after consultation with the governor by public notification specified tribes or tribal communities. So it is the president, not the governor. Now we will discuss question number 85. Question number 85. Statement 1. The Union Finance Minister on behalf of Prime Minister lays the annual financial statement before both the houses of the Parliament. Second statement. At the Union level, no demand for grant can be made except on the recommendations of the President of India. So here the question is very simple and both the statements are contradictory. So if you know that second statement is correct, then you can negate the first statement as a negative. We will see that. So here in the second statement they have mentioned that at the union level no demand for grant can be made except on the recommendation of the President of India. So here to make any grant, to make any demand for, no demand for grant can be made except on the recommendation of President of India. So means for any demand to be made as a grant, recommendation of the President of India is required. In the first statement they have mentioned that Union Finance Minister on behalf of Prime Minister. So it is not Prime Minister, it is President. So Union Finance Minister on behalf of President. So here the statement is correct, it correctly mentions the President of India. But in statement 1 they have removed President of India and they have inserted Prime Minister. So here both the statements are contradictory. If you are confident of statement 2, you can confidently arrive at conclusion that statement 1 is incorrect, because here they have mentioned President of India and here they have mentioned Prime Minister. So it is very some logic or common sense you can apply here. So by that logic statement 1 is incorrect, statement 2 is correct. For this answer is B. This question also directly reflected in our test series. So in the test 26 we had given a detailed question on budget making procedure. So this is a 3 statement question, and in the synopsis part we had explained that Article 112, the President shall, in respect of every financial year, cause to be laid before both the houses of the Parliament a statement of estimated receipt, that is nothing but budget. So actually on behalf of President, it is the Union Finance Minister who presents the budget in the Parliament. Now we will discuss question number 87. Question number 87 is a pair based question. So one side they have given country name, and on the other side why the reasons for being in news, why that country is in news repeatedly in the present context. So for the first one is Argentina, they have given worst economic crisis. Sudan, war between countries' regular army and paramilitary forces. Turkey, rescinded its membership of NATO. So if you are reading newspaper every day, and if you are going through the international news in the Hindu or any other newspaper, so you can easily identify that Argentina is in the worst economic crisis. Okay, so this is also easily identifiable. And Sudan, there is a war between military and paramilitary forces in Sudan. This is also easily identifiable. Now we are struck with option C. Pair 3, Turkey rescinded its membership of NATO. Turkey never went out of NATO. So there is no option of rescinded of it into the NATO. So this is little bit confusing. If you are reading in NATO is also in news. If you are reading in detail about NATO and its recent, the countries which are joining recently NATO, you can easily answer this. But this question is little bit tricky. So this question is also partly appeared in our test series, which we will see now. So for this question is, for this answer for this question is only 2 pairs, that is these 2 pairs are correctly matched. Pair 3 is incorrect. So answer is B, only 2 pairs. So this question partly and indirectly reflected in one of our test series. So we had mentioned about Operation Kaveri in one of the tests. So the Operation Kaveri, the Indian Army, it evacuated Indian citizens from which country? Sudan. So in the explanation part we had given why Sudan was in news, because there is a fighting between army and rival paramilitary force. So you can arrive at 33% accuracy in this question just by reading the synopsis. Now we will discuss question number 89. Question number 89 is about salinity of the lakes. Consider the following statements. The Red Sea receives very little precipitation in any form. Statement 2, no water enters the Red Sea from rivers. Here both the statements are correct because Red Sea is located in tropical region where very little of rainfall happens because it is located in a zone or area where the air is continuously descending. There is no any convective phenomena happens because air is continuously descending, and no water enters Red Sea from any rivers. So this question, if you have gone through the maps thoroughly, countries surrounded by Red Sea, countries surrounded by Persian Gulf, countries surrounded by Mediterranean Sea, if you have observed properly, you can accurately answer this second statement. So here both the statements are correct. Answer is C. So this question is also reflected in one of our test series. So in test number 20, question number 68, so we had asked for arranging the water bodies from lower to higher salinity, and in the explanation part we had given why Red Sea has a higher salinity, and again there was a question on test 1, question number 69 about the Red Sea. The Red Sea is one of the saltiest bodies of water in the world. Statement 2, the Red Sea exhibits a high rate of evaporation. So for this is answer A. So here we have given detailed explanation, and also we had given map of the Red Sea. So if you observe map thoroughly, close here, map observation is very important to answer such questions. So here there are some rivers, like there is a Nile river. It is entering Mediterranean Sea. If you closely observe this part, so nowhere the Nile river it enters the Red Sea. So from African part, no river enters the Red Sea. And if you observe the Asian part, that is Middle Asia, from Middle Asia also in the map, there is no river which enters the Red Sea. So if just a close observation of the map will help you to solve this question. So the second statement in the question, that is no water enters the Red Sea from the rivers, is also correct. Now we will discuss question number 94. Question number 94 is about Indian Parliament. Statement 1, a bill pending in the Lok Sabha lapses on its dissolution. Statement 2, a bill passed by the Lok Sabha and pending in the Rajya Sabha lapses on the dissolution of the Lok Sabha. Statement 3, a bill in regard to which the President of India notified his or her intention to summon both the houses for joint sitting lapses on the dissolution of the Lok Sabha. So here the statement 3 is incorrect. So if President has summoned joint sitting, even the Lok Sabha has been dissolved, the bill does not lapse. So wherever statement 3 is there, that is incorrect. And statement 1 and 2 both are correct. For this, answer is B, that is 1 and 2. So this question is also reflected in one of our test series. In test number 2, question number 40, we had asked a detailed question on lapsing of the wills. The question contains 3 statements, and also we had given detailed explanation for this question. So in this explanation part, we have given the detailed explanation on lapsing of the bills. So before discussing the last question, so you have so far seen the quality of our questions and synopsis which are reflected in UPSC Prelims 2024. So why left behind? To make this year Prelims yours, join our Think Before Ink Prelims Test Series 2025 and make success yours. So this year Prelims test is going to begin from 2nd February 2025. Like the same year, this year also we are going to conduct 30+4 tests with a detailed synopsis and good quality questions based on previous year UPSC questions as per UPSC standards. And also on 22nd January 2025, that is on coming Wednesday, we are going to conduct an open mock on the lines of UPSC Prelims. So this test is open to all. You can attempt this test and analyze your present competency with respect to upcoming UPSC Prelims. So this test, open mock, helps you in assessing your strength and weakness, so that based on your strength and weakness on the performance of the open mock, we can thoroughly assess your strength and weaknesses, and we can properly mentor you in the upcoming sectional and full length test to ace the 2025 UPSC Prelims. Now we will discuss last question, that is question number 100. The question number 100 is about Pradhana Mantri Shram Yogi Mandan Yojana. So here they have given 4 statements. The first statement reads as, the entry age group for the enrollment in the scheme is 21 to 40 years. The age specific contribution shall be made by the beneficiary. Third statement, each subscriber under the scheme shall receive a minimum pension of 300 per month after attaining the age of 60 years. Statement 4, family pension is applicable to the spouse and unmarried daughters. So for this question, statement 1 is incorrect because the entry age is not 21 to 40 years, it is 18 to 40 years. And also statement 4 is incorrect because the family pension is applicable only to the spouse, not to the unmarried daughters. So for this question, answer is B, that is 2 and 3. This question is also directly reflected in one of our test series, test number 18, question number 81. We had asked a detailed question on Pradhana Mantri Shram Yogi Mandan Yojana. The question contains 3 statements, and in the explanation part, we had given detailed features of the Pradhana Mantri Shram Yogi Mandan Yojana. Thank you for watching. All the best for your upcoming prelims, that is UPSC Prelims 2025. All the best. Thank you for watching. All the best for your upcoming prelims preparation and also upcoming prelims 2025.